Happy Wednesday. Just get this in a good spot. Okay, great. So while I'm waiting for folks to show up and join me for this morning's teachings and meditation, or inner guide teaching and meditation, I just finished up on Instagram. Sometimes the meditations and the teachings are very similar and pretty much the same. But sometimes they're very different, and because I teach intuitively, I never know what it's going to look like. I maybe am prepared with a few potential offerings, but whether or not what happens is totally what's needed in the moment. So in any case, I'm getting my smudge going. So if you have yours at home and you're wanting to begin your practice with that, please. Hey, Heather. I love getting to practice with you in this way. So if you want to use your smudge at home, go ahead and grab that. I've mentioned a few times over the last week or so about tools that you can use to help sort of protect your healthy boundaries while you're doing a lot of work online through that tool. And one of the ones I'm hearing to mention once again is selenite. And so I have selenite wands like this, and I place it in front of my computer or my phone when I'm either doing Zoom or I'm on live. This will help to clear and cleanse any of the energies that are coming through, because I am opening myself up to that sort of like universally expansive path, right, into the internet and social media, and how many eyes and energies are connected to it and all that kind of thing. So this can be very helpful. The other thing that can be really, really helpful for you is tea tree oil. Tea tree oil on the bottoms of the feet or on the belly, both are really, really great. Good morning. For helping to protect your energetic boundaries when you're either doing things online, if you are choosing to expose yourself to the news, right, and the energy that's coming from that, these tools will help to clear and cleanse and maintain your sacred space while receiving the necessary information that you've gone to get, right, without all of the other static and stuff like that. So it's really important that we learn how to filter that energy so that we're keeping our immune system strong. And those are a couple of tools that are really great for that. So again, selenite. So I have these wands like this, but it doesn't really matter like what shape it is. I just like this because it sits really nicely in front of my computer and my phone. And then the other thing is tea tree. And when I suggest tea tree oil, I really recommend that you find a good source for pure, potent tea tree oil. So if you have questions about that, hit me up, because I can connect you to where you can get good tea tree. Okay, so let's begin. I did start burning a little bit of sage to begin my practice this morning. So I just have that burning. And then let's take a few moments and begin with some gratitudes. So let's close the eyes and find a comfortable seat. Let's connect to our breath and allow the awareness of our breath to bring us into our heart center. Offer. So take time here to do your own personal gratitudes. I'm feeling very grateful to all of my teachers and my mentors who have shown up in the material world as well as those who have come to me in the form of stones and rocks, crystals, plants, animals, elements, sacred objects like my drum, that have gifted me with the wisdom so that I might sit before you today and share what I have learned. I'm so grateful to these teachers because they continue to point me home to myself and learning how to trust my personal inner knowing, my inner guide, to learn how to interpret the information that is coming through and how to apply it in my life so that I might be able to show up as authentically as possible in each and every moment, and to develop the necessary qualities and characteristics to do this. Feeling very grateful to my community here in Greensboro and those that I'm being connected to through social media. I'm very appreciative to those who are feeling called to the drum and who have been making requests for me to make drums for them. That has been incredible. So just take a few minutes here to offer up your gratitudes. By starting our day with gratitude, we open ourselves up to a space of receptivity where we are interacting with the experiences throughout our day from a perspective of being open to what those experiences have to share with us as gifts. It's all about our perspective and how we choose to come into relationship with things. So let's take one more breath here. And finally, before we open the eyes, I want you to feel into how this gratitude feels in your body. Where do you feel it? And what does it feel like? Good. I encourage you to write down the experiences that you have when you're doing meditation or self-reflection, self-study, svadhyaya, which is another one of the foundational teachings of yoga from the niyamas, which we'll dive into a little bit further down the road. We're working on the yamas right now, and we're working on Satya, truthfulness. But self-study, svadhyaya, study of the self and relationship to the self. It's a good idea to write down what awarenesses and insights you have. And that way you can go back and look at them and reference them and remember them and process them. Good. All right, we'll take one more breath here. Blinking the eyes open. If you wish to rub the palms of the hands together and hover the hands over the eyes, go ahead. Good morning, Erin. Nice. Yeah, grab your tea tree. Yes, that's awesome. Welcome, Brooke. It's good to see you guys. I love practicing with you all in this way. So I want to do a quick shout out to a couple of folks. It dawned on me this morning that I can utilize this time that I am spending with all of you to also connect you to other resources and partnerships that I'm working with. So Peter Day, he is the, let me find, hold on. He printed this t-shirt and dropped it off for me recently, And after I watched one of his amazing live DJ events on Friday nights, so I have been attending in person when I was younger many of his events and had a lot of great experiences dancing because of it. But he's the founder of Cut the Music, Prints and Design. And so I'll put a link to him in the comments of this once I'm done with it and I post it for everybody. Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad that these are helpful. So, I'll be sharing some more teachings in just a moment. I'm going to offer a couple of readings and a drumming meditation at the end. So definitely stay with me. So Peter Day, he's been printing these t-shirts. He delivered it to my front door, and I love it. So definitely check this out. Hey, Michaela. Check him out, and he does, I believe, like custom screen printing. So if you have something that you want printed on a t-shirt, you can totally hit him up. So I'll put him in the comments of this video if you want to check him out. And then also I want to give gratitude to Alicia Wolfert, the founder of Yoke in Abundance. She does a podcast, an amazing podcast. She's had me on as a guest, and also done a blog interview with me, and we've been synergizing together. She just started carrying one of the drums that I've made, so she felt called to the drum, and so we'll be doing a podcast recording that will go live, I believe, probably in the next week or two. So I'll be linking to that in my Facebook and Instagram, so look out for that. But definitely go check her out and listen to her podcast. And Michaela, be sure to put a link to your, all of you. You all have really like powerful and beneficial things that you're sharing with the world. Brooke, Michaela, Aaron, all of you. So link and put your pages, whether you're doing blogs or you have a business or whatever, put it in the comments of these videos so that people can see them and share and like learn about what you're doing. Like, we need to support each other during this time, right? So I encourage you to do that for sure. So I'll put a link to Alicia's podcast. She just did one this week. It was amazing. I definitely encourage you to go check her out. Like both of them on social media. Check out one of Peter's live DJ events. He takes Venmo and PayPal donations. So definitely support our local folks. Good morning, Michael. Okay. So this week we've been talking about, I'm so excited to have everybody here. Thank you for being here. We've been talking about Satya. So Satya is truthfulness, and this is a teaching from the Holy Science of Yoga. So I'm going to do a reading I've been reading from the book, The Yamas and the Niyamas by Deborah Adele, Exploring Yoga's Ethical Practice. So I've been reading from this, but I'm going to branch out and I'm going to read from a book that's written by my teacher, Chandra Om. This is a little bit more traditional viewpoint of the teachings, and this book is powerful for anyone who is walking the yogic path and feeling called to those teachings. I definitely recommend getting this. The book is called The Holy Science of Yoga, A Handbook for Sadhakas by Chandra Om. So I'm going to read from this. So think about these readings as meditation. So find a comfortable seat, connect with your breath, come into your heart, and just allow the words to wash over you. So when we're doing teachings like this is in traditional yogic terminology, this is satsang. It's the sharing of truth is basically the foundation of what that means. So So yeah, find a comfortable seat and settle into your breath and into your heart, and just notice what arises for you as I share these words. Satya, truthfulness. Of all the qualities to be cultivated by the yogi, there is none higher than Satya. Satya is complete truthfulness, in which thought, word, and act should agree. Satya does not twist or modify in any way. God is truth. Truth alone prevails. Whatever you have heard or seen, it must be spoken of as it is. By living truthfully, the mind is purified and the divine light dawns. A sadhaka is of noble continence. Nobility is truth. Talkative people are often exaggerating. A yogi should say exactly what they see and represent exactly the truth. But if someone is going to get hurt, ahimsa, or non-harming, takes the priority, and it is better not to say anything and maintain silence. Mahatma Gandhi was a man of truth. The Mahatma told us, it is better to die than to lie. Using discrimination in practicing this restraint, use discrimination while practicing this restraint. For example, you may have to restrain yourself from telling the truth in order to help someone, as long as no harm is done. Always keep careful note of the activities of the mind, as she is always ready to modify and distort the truth. Remember that God alone is truth, Sat. All else is untruth, Asat. So for the sadhaka bent on liberation or God communion, truth is the only way. For any deviation from the truth is deviation from source or from God. Through Satya, the yogi is purified of all lower tendencies. For one who is established in perfect truth, whatever she utters or thinks comes true. Satya is not merely refraining from misrepresenting the truth, but upholding the truth in thought, word, and action. To be false to your true self is Asat. Remember your true, stainless self. Allow all thought, speech, and action to be a living manifestation of the purity within, the purity of truth. Success comes quickly to the sincere aspirant steeped in Satya, experiencing the divine as the ultimate goal. This is the sole purpose and the true fulfillment of life. As you become more and more sensitive, you may notice if you did something untruthful, you cannot rest. False accusations are another form of misrepresenting the truth. Be certain of what you're stating and never follow the lower mind. Use the higher mind, the buddhi. If you always speak the truth, it gradually becomes like an automatic reflex. My beloved Guru expounded, stick to the truth or it will never be found. Practice Satya under all circumstances. The yogi who upholds truth supports and helps us to sustain the eternal Dharma. So this is a very traditional perspective. So just nice to have some options, right? Some different voices when talking about Satya. So part of the reason why I've been focusing on the yamas and niyamas, these foundational teachings, is because we've been given a unique opportunity. Some of us, not all of us, some of us are out working on the front lines every single day. So sending, good morning, sending so much gratitude and appreciation to those who are working daily out in the world. But for those of you who are staying at home and have additional time and space to do reflection on what your truth is and how you're bringing it forward and into the world right now is so important, because it's always important, right? It's always important because the more we authentically show up as who we truly are, we are bringing that unique voice to the world, and that is extremely important for so many different reasons, because when we do this, we're sharing our gifts, talents, and abilities. And when we share our gifts, talents, and abilities, the things that really bring us joy and inspiration, that energy is very, very powerful. Good morning, Vanessa. Welcome. And Sean, I see that you joined as well. Welcome. So the more you find your unique voice and are able to develop the necessary qualities and characteristics to bring that expression fully into the world as much as possible, as consistently as possible, this is very powerful action, because not only are you then fulfilling your sacred purpose, and the world needs you. It needs your voice. It needs your perspective. It needs your way of showing up in the world, whatever that is. If you're being true to yourself, then you are here for a reason. So even if it's not a popular perspective, that's not the point, right? Like, to stand by ourselves and to be loyal to ourselves and to support ourselves is to, again, develop the necessary qualities and characteristics to support our truth. And that's not always easy. We can find that we are faced with obstacles along the way, and that's natural. But as we learn to navigate those resistances or obstacles, we find and we fine-tune the clarity around our truth, and we begin to see ourselves more deeply in it, where it's no longer an idea of our truth, but it becomes the fabric of who we are, and it's no longer something that we have to defend, right, or stand up for. It just is. And so all of the things that we align with in our life magnetizes from that place. And so when we're beginning our journey to really step into our truth, it can feel very scary, or stepping into the unknown, and there can be a lot of fear and doubt and resistance around it, and that is completely natural. So just know, if you have ever experienced that, or you're experiencing that now, know that that's part of the process. It's part of the growth process, and it's a necessary part, because as you learn to overcome those fears or those doubts, you're becoming very strong. And as you become stronger, you learn to how to advocate for yourself. And that is so important. We have to be our own advocates, because no one else is going to do it for us. We are our own saviors. We are our own gurus. We are our own healers, our own, we play all of those roles for ourselves. We must. And when we look outside of ourselves for someone else to play that role for us, we put ourselves in a very vulnerable position. So this is a unique time to make choices, to stand by our truth. First and foremost, to deepen into what that is, and then not only to recognize it, but then to find ways to authentically walk in that truth in each moment, and give ourselves an incredible amount of grace as we're sorting through that, right? So, that feels really important right now. So Satya is truthfulness it's a big one, I think. So with that being said, I have another reading that I want to do for you all. And at the end of this, I'm going to drum. So again, stay with me if you can. I know that you might be busy and things are going on and whatever, but when I drum for you, you may find some insight into the words that I'm sharing with you right now for yourself, and how you might more deeply step into that. Because the drum offers us the opportunity to create a portal to our higher self, really. There's a lot more to it than that, but anyways. So I'm going to read now from the Medicine Cards. This is by Jamie Sams, and I've been sharing a lot of teachings with you all from her recently. And I'm going to be offering the reading of the Salmon, who is the wisdom keeper of inner knowing. So again, find a comfortable seat and treat this reading like a meditation. Tap into your breath, close the eyes, come into your heart, and listen from your heart, not from your head. There's nothing inside of these readings that is meant to be figured out. These are things that will arise from your inner connection with whatever it is that you connect with, right? Whatever name and form you want to call. But the meaning of this will arise for you from the words, from your heart space. Salmon is the sacred keeper of wisdom and inner knowing, who, despite strong river currents, will always return to the place of its creation. Its determination is driven by the wisdom of instinct and inner knowing, which yields a sense of purpose that cannot be thwarted by external forces. Coming full circle, salmon medicine people finish what they begin, beginning life's events and cycles to closure. Salmon medicine honors every encounter in life as a gathering of wisdom. It teaches that even when the flow of life seems to push you back, you can tap the hidden resources of your human spirit and personal inner knowing. The journey may not be an easy one, and the currents of public opinion may not be in your favor, but you can choose to honor the wisdom you carry and instinctually do what is right. If salmon swam into your awareness today, it may be telling you to trust your gut feeling and inner knowing at this time. Avoid the influence of those who may have hidden agendas or who manipulate events for their personal gain. Do you need to reflect on the personal experiences that will help you decide whether the tide is ebbing or flowing in a direction that benefits your forward movement and growth? Go back to the beginning and trace your path to this point. The wisdom is inside you, and when honoring it, you will not go wrong. The silver of salmon's skin reflects many lessons. To reclaim your inner knowing, you must see the opportunity in all situations and know that wisdom is earned through both life's easy and difficult experiences. Be willing to listen to others as well as to the small, still voice within. Behave in a manner that honors your path. The proper use of inner knowing comes when you flow with your authentic feelings, embracing all the experiences you encounter in life as learning lessons rather than hardships. Salmon teaches us to see every bend in the river as a new adventure, with a lesson you need to learn in order to grow. The knowledge becomes authentic wisdom through applying these truths to your life. So I'm going to drum for you all now. So as we go into this drumming, I'm going to run a few minutes over 9, it looks like. So as we go into this drumming, just rest in your heart and be receptive. Allow the rhythm and vibration and frequency of the drum to take you wherever it is that you need to go. residual vibration of the drum to seep into your blood and into your bones, into your connective tissue, your organs, your nerves, and your glands. Find your way back to your breath and allow the awareness of your breath to bring you back into the physical body. Return once again to your practice of gratitude. Be grateful for the message and the light that you carry. The world needs it, and it needs it now. Whatever that might be, whatever it is that inspires you and brings you joy and lights you up, makes you feel expansive and connected and inspired and helps you to laugh. This is the essence of what you bring, and it is valuable. It is meaningful, and it is needed. You need it first and foremost for yourself, because in order to bring balance into the world, we must first bring balance and healing into ourselves. It is easy to become distracted and want to assist everyone else around us to find that healing or answer. But the best way to help others to find that healing and to find those answers is to first find them yourself and commit yourself to whatever it is that is showing up. So as you're ready, taking a deep breath, starting to blink the eyes, coming back into the room. I want to welcome those who joined at the end. Please go back and listen to, if you're feeling inspired, the teachings throughout this video. I'll be sharing some links about the folks that I mentioned earlier. And I really appreciate coming to you all in this way and sharing practice with you all in this way. If you feel inspired and you're finding value in the content that I'm sharing and you wish to donate, that's amazing. I'm doing all of my sessions right now by donation, so whether it's classes, whether it's the only one that isn't is the one that I'm doing with Radiance on Thursday night. So you can find that through the Radiance website and Mind Body. But everything else that I'm doing on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, private sessions, private healings, healing facilitation for people, private shamanic and Reiki healing facilitation, private yoga sessions, I'm doing all via Zoom, and I'm doing them all by donation. So you can find me on Venmo at Surya Om, Suryaom. I've also been putting out some blogs, articles on my blog. And you can find me at audreymcnamara-sheldon.com, and the link for that is in my bio on Facebook and Instagram. So you can also just message me and I can send you links to whatever. I have a SoundCloud where I have guided meditations, mantras, and sacred songs that are recorded. There's articles on my blog that I've written for inspiration and education. So please feel free to investigate all of those resources. Give me feedback, ask questions, make requests, anything at all. And if you yourself have your own business or whatever you want to promote, please put a link in the comments to these videos to share them with people. I want you to, we're all here to support one another. So let me know how I can support you. And if it might be helpful for me to make a mention in one of these, as sort of like a, a shout out or whatever, I'm happy to do that. So, all right. I love you all. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing you again here on Friday morning at 8:30. Tonight I'm doing the Inner Guide flow via Zoom. There's a link on my Facebook page. It's totally by donation, so the link is just there for you to join if you wish. It's an hour tonight from 6 to 7. So please come and join me. I would love to have you. All right, I love you guys. Have a great day, and I look forward to practicing with you again soon.